Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be telling you guys about being sheltered. I did mention this in a Q&A video of mine. I believe it was like one in the summertime. I don't know, but it was titled Being Sheltered, okay? So, if you guys can relate to me, give this video a thumbs up. If you know someone that can relate to me, tell them about this so they can give me a thumbs up. Because, y'all, I feel like a whole lot of people, like, I don't know, like, I'll meet people and like they'll be like, dude, I was so sheltered, and I'm like, me too. Okay, so pretty much I will tell you guys how I was raised, what I could do, what I couldn't do, and then how this all impacted me today. So let's just get right into it. So how I was raised to see no evil, hear no evil, do no evil, literally like nothing evil, okay? I was definitely sheltered. I definitely, like, would not see anything bad. I wouldn't hear anything bad. I was literally just kind of, you know, just, like, everything was just perfect, like, you know. With that being said, I do want to say that I have always been that child that was just kind of, like, not with everyone else. Like, you know, like, if... Like, I specifically remember this in kindergarten. Like, everyone was, like, in this one corner, trying to, like, build something or, like, put the blocks in the little thing and whatever. And I just, like, I was not even with it. Like, I have always been a leader of my own damn self, okay? So I have always been that way. Maybe this, like... Maybe that kind of did impact me into being, like, just myself, like, you know, like, not with other people, not running with crowds and whatever, like, it just, I always was just kind of kept to myself. I do want to say that, so I don't think, you know, whatever. So anyways, so, yeah, so in elementary school, and I've said this, like, literally 1,000 times, I did not have, like, friends. Like, I was kind of like the outcast. I was kind of like the weirdo. I was kind of like, I would always try to be nice to people and always like try to be their friends, but you know, elementary school is where we find the fakest people, okay? People don't want to share their crayons. Like, look, it's just a damn crayon, okay? Like, don't go swallowing it, okay? But yeah, so I had always been, like, I never really had friends in elementary school. I never really, I don't know, like, went over to sleepovers or like summer parties and stuff like that. And part of the reason is because I was A, sheltered, and B, I didn't have anyone to go over, like, you know, I didn't have any people, okay? So so that's nothing like serious or traumatic or anything. That was not even being sarcastic, okay? But so yeah, so moving forward to middle school. My middle school was 7th and 8th grade, so it was only like a 2-year thing, and then we went off to high school. So in middle school is definitely where I started to flourish, and I started to kind of like find like a happy medium. Like, I kind of started to be friends with people. I was starting to be known. Like, people would come up to me and I'd be like, I have no idea who the hell you are, but I'm glad you know me, kind of thing. At this point, I still was not allowed to sleep over anyone's houses. I was not allowed to... Okay, here's the craziest part, you guys, okay? The craziest part is, in 7th grade, I had my very first cell phone, okay? And I remember, like, I was, like, telling my parents, like, I'm gonna need a phone because I'm in middle school now, like, you know, thinking I'm so cool or whatever. I remember I go to school, and, like, you know, when I make friends and stuff, I'd be like, text me, like, call me, like, you know, call me, beat me if you want to reach me, like, Kim Possible kind of style, like, you know? And I remember people would just be like, I don't have a phone. And I'm like... So you're telling me I got a cell phone for nothing? And, I remember, like, a lot of people, they weren't even allowed to use their home phones. They didn't have cell phones. And to be fair, I wasn't that cool because my phone had a limit. I could only text, I think I had, like, 1,000 texts, like, per month, I think, or something. I don't even know. And I definitely went over. I don't know how, but I did. I don't know. Don't ask. But yeah, so in middle school, I ended up, you know, this was the time of your life, apparently. And I remember, like, we had school dances, and I remember telling my mom, I was like, there's a school dance and I want to go. And her first question was like, is there going to be boys there? And I was like, I mean, obviously, Mom, it's not like an all-girls school. So then she was just like, no, like, I don't want you going. Like, I don't know how it is. And again, this is me being sheltered. So I remember I begged and I pleaded and I ended up going. I got a dress and I went. And it was fun, I guess. It was cool. I don't even remember it, honestly, but it's okay. But yeah, so I wasn't allowed to go over my friends' houses after school. I wasn't allowed to just like do my own thing, like not let my parents know. I wasn't allowed to I don't even know if I was allowed to have a boyfriend, but oops. Well, it's not like they counted anyway, but it's okay. I wasn't allowed to like kind of like do my own thing. Like my parents were still very much like, you know, like not trying to like take me off, like not trying for me to go off the wrong courses. Like, you know, like I remember people in middle school be like, I'm going over my friend's house I'm going over my friend's house after school, and I'd be like, really? You do that? Like, I go home and I take a nap. Like, I don't care about going over people's houses, okay? So that happened in middle school. And then fast forward to high school. Again, I was allowed to go to school dances, and this is where football games started to happen. And I remember I went to my very first football game. I had no idea what the hell was going on, but I went. And I remember going, and I was like, okay, like, this is cool. Like, you know, I kind of got a little bit more leeway and stuff. And then this is when things started to definitely change, okay? And I remember, like, I would kind of, like, lie to my kind of, like, that there's no way around it. I would lie to my parents and I'd be like, I'm going to the mall, like, with my friend, and I would, like, end up at my friend's house. I would never go over a guy's house. That was just a complete, I'm not trying to die, okay? But I would lie to my parents and be like, oh, yeah, like, we're just going out to, like, eat, or we're going out to the mall, or we're going out here and there, whatever, and I would end up at, like, you know, my friend's house and stuff, and I would always get caught. Like, my parents always caught me. Like, I'm not a good liar. And I don't know, I just always would get caught. Like, my parents would always be like, we know where you are, blah, blah, and, like, my parents are, like, not, like, they never had, like, a GPS or, like, a tracker thing or whatever the heck it's called. Like, they would just literally just always know. So, yeah, so I pretty much, like, I was allowed to go out as I gotten older, but then again, it was just kind of like, Mom, I'm going out this day, I'm going out this day, I'm going out this way. So my, like, can I go out turned into I'm going out, like, you know, and that did not last a very long time, okay? So how all this impacted me today, I think I'm very grateful for me being sheltered. As much as, like, sometimes people are going to be like, that's so bad, like, you know, the world isn't perfect or whatever, but at least, like, I can kind of, like, live life knowing that, like, you know, like, knowing that, like, everything is not perfect, but, like, trying to make it better, like, you know, I don't know if that made any sense, but, this impacted me today because I feel like in middle school and high school, I have always seen people, when they're always surrounded by their friends, they always get lost. They always kind of follow the crowd. They always don't want to be that sore loser or that sore thumb, or is it sore thumb? Or so, whatever, it doesn't matter. But that's the thing though, like, I've always seen people kind of lose themselves and they don't know who they are, and it's just like a really sad sight to see. Like, I've known people that would act one way around me and then act like another way around other people, and I'm just like, dude, like, you were not saying that like 2 seconds ago, like, you know. I think it helped me because it helped me understand that to be like a little bit independent, like not to rely on people, not to, you know, always like leech on to people and like friendships and stuff, because you're gonna need space. And I would rather have space, you know, when I was younger, because now it's like I don't have to always be constantly hanging around my friends. I don't have to constantly be doing something to, like, enjoy me. Like, you know, like, I can just be relaxing. I can just be sleeping. I can just be, like, at home. Like, I don't have to be going out and, like, doing everything. Like, you know? So, I think that's how it impacted me today. I feel like it definitely made me not rely on friendships and to rely on people and to like lose myself. Because I'll tell you guys something, like honestly, I feel like if I was not sheltered, I don't know where I would be. I'd probably be like freaking going crazy, okay? I feel like I would, you know, be always like wondering what people think about me, wondering, like I wouldn't know who I am. Like, you know, like if I look in the mirror, I would be like, okay, well, like this is how Janet would act, okay? Like, you know, I don't know what Janet, but hey, you know, that kind of thing. So I think it's better to be by yourself, especially during that age, because like those like teen years, like you are trying so hard to like figure yourself out, trying to figure out puberty and like why it didn't hit certain places and stuff like that, and you're just like, oh, okay, that's okay, we can work with it, okay? That kind of thing. And I think it just like, I don't know, like I just think it's good to be alone sometimes, but for the majority of the time, like I'm happy that I was sheltered, like, you know, because now it's just kind of like I kind of understand the world a little bit better. I didn't go through anything traumatic. I didn't go through anything, you know, that like still haunts me to this day or anything like that. So I mean, there's that, but it's okay to be alone. It's okay for you to be sheltered. I mean, obviously, like, you have to live a little bit, and I'm kind of glad that, like, my parents kind of did it, like, a 50-50. Like, they sheltered me, but then they kind of, like, let me go a little bit, but then they kind of brought me back down to reality. Like, when I was really pushing it, my parents would be like, okay, no, like, you need to come back down to earth, okay? That kind of thing. So I'm kind of happy that my parents kind of always seen, like, the bigger picture and not just, like, oh, you can't do this, you're not allowed to do this, blah, 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 blah. Again, I was never allowed to sleep over at anyone's houses. I think I had, like, my first sleepover literally in my senior year of high school, and she, like, my friend actually, like, one of my best friends actually came over, and, like, she slept over, like, right before prom, and that was, like, literally, like, the beginning of a handful of times people like slept over my house. Like, I have yet to sleep over anyone's house, and honestly, like, I don't feel comfortable sleeping over anyone's house because I like my own bed, and I'm not trying to sleep in your bed, and, you know, I'm not about that life, okay? But yeah, but that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you are being sheltered, know that, like, people are doing it because they care about you and they see it, but again, like, you need to live a little, but not, like, a wild child, okay? But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!